It's spook season, and as such, I really want to do a spooky-themed anime recipe for this month. And despite the fact that I don't exactly have a lot of horror anime in my watch history, it did not take me long to think of a good one. You see, several years ago, while innocently minding my own business and staring blankly at my Facebook feed, I saw a video shared by a dear friend of mine, who has given me permission to call her out, though she didn't know what for. Brandeis, you shared a video clip from the anime Blood Sea. Specifically, a scene in which some demon rabbit things just absolutely go to town on this town of people. And holy crap. That video stuck with me so bad. And like, I don't really think I want to use the clips of it here in case of any queasy viewers. So here, enjoy the regular bunnies instead. That video messed me up. But it did also inspire today's recipe. See, one of the creative ways they ate people in that clip was by tossing them into a big ol' flesh sack, turning their hand into a blender, and just blending them up real good. So, that's what we're doing today. A nice and simple blood smoothie. On screen, I have the ingredients that you will need. This is a pretty simple recipe, so it shouldn't take too long. Hey, Tiger?
Yes?
Would you be willing to help me out for a second?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, you see the blender?
Yes.
Get in it. Alright, so in the case that the ingredient proves too difficult to get your hands on, I luckily have a backup recipe. And this has the added bonus of being vegetarian friendly as well, if that's important to you. You'll notice in the list that I have blood orange juice. If you can manage to get this either A, fresh squeezed, or B, unpasteurized, do that for reasons that I'll cover at the end of the video. Unfortunately, due to living in Vermont, where they're not really in season, and America's laws on pasteurization, neither was really an option for me. Alright, so all of your ingredients will be going straight into the blender. This will be a rather simple and quick recipe. So first, pour in your 2 cups of... Great start. First, pour in your 2 cups of blood orange juice. Just make sure this is just blood orange juice, there's nothing else added to it. Next, scoop in your 3/4 cup of vanilla yogurt. Alright, so my recipe I made for this is written down as 1/3 cup blackberries, but as you can see, I went a little bit heaping on my 1/3 cup. I really like blackberries. Next, 3/4 cup of frozen strawberries. We're already almost done. Now do 3 tablespoons of honey. And finally, 3 tablespoons of cranberry concentrate. My original version of this recipe did not include this, but in a quest to try and pull out a natural red color in the finished product, it found its way in. And honestly, my roommates and I all wound up really preferring the cranberry version. Now that everything is added, slap on your blender and make sure it's all thoroughly mixed and blended. After it's been blended, just grab a quick handful of ice and toss it in too. Though I forgot this step the first time when making the recipe, and honestly it's not really necessary. I just like the consistency and texture of the finished product with little bits of ice mixed in. Plus it helps keep it cool a little bit longer. Pour one out, and there we go. One vegetarian-friendly Blood Sea smoothie. Well, it doesn't have the look, smell, or general terror of the real thing, but it does taste very good. As for the color, it is possible to get this to be a blood red color, and you can achieve that using fresh squeezed blood orange juice or unpasteurized blood orange juice, as I mentioned earlier. The pasteurization process, I learned, lightens the color of juice and thus gave us this more pink color. You could attempt to achieve a blood red through food coloring, but let me warn you, food coloring sucks. A big thank you to Sam Hall, as well as my other Patreon supporters. If you decide to give this recipe a shot, let me know how it goes in the comments below. I'm not an avid smoothie drinker, and even I was rather pleased with how this came out tasting. If you'd like to see more content like this, please leave a like and subscribe, and check out my Patreon. Also, if you get a moment, check out my friend Brandeis's podcast, Taku Table, link below, just in case you need some more anime or general nerd crap to listen to during your everyday life. Until next time, I'm CJ Pecor, the Angry Avocado, and I still don't have a sign-off.